Well, hey everybody, welcome to Creative Central. So glad you're joining us this week. Jason is here with me as always, and we are doing our best as we get into this new year. One of the things that we're doing with these videos, in case you've missed it, is we're trying to streamline. Some weeks we do better than others, but we're trying to streamline, so we're not going to go as much in depth into planning center stuff and what's happening this week. You guys all have access to that. We just expect that you're going to go out every week and take a look at that. And so go ahead and do that. You'll get all the information you need for this Sunday. But one of the things that we do want to touch on is the bigger stuff. Keep these things in front of your face and communicate to you how you're making a difference in people's lives and, some of the bigger things that are going on and how they're going to affect us as we move forward as a ministry and as a team. So first and foremost, I just want to jump into last Sunday because there's some really great stuff that happened. And Jason, why don't you tell us about some of that stuff?
Like you guys know, we had the new speakers in place and everybody did fantastic. The sound was great, very clear, very transparent, so to speak, and just
detailed.
Yes, that's very good because there were those details of things in the song that you guys play probably every time you play it, but now you could hear it, and so that was really, really cool. Just awesome to be a part of it.
Yeah, and it was interesting because we polled people afterwards and we said, "How did it sound?" And we got everything from it sounded great to y'all did something different, and which is fantastic. If it's transparent to people and they don't know, they just know it sounds good.
Yep.
Awesome. One of the things that I did want to bring up with my team, guys, I'm so proud of you, and Pastor Mike wanted me to communicate this to you. One of the things that I know is really tough to play to a dead crowd.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, and without going into the psychology of worship and why people engage and how and when, it was just a little bit tougher this week. And that's okay. We're going to have those weeks like that. But to your credit, you didn't let that affect you.
Yeah.
And, you were worshiping, and it was very authentic. It's what we've been talking about, communicating how we feel inside to people out there, not letting them affect our worship, but letting us be that thermostat, if you will, to set the tone, the temperature in the room. And you guys did a great job with that. Pastor Mike commented, he said, you would have thought that the congregation was just jumping up and down based upon how we were leading. He said, you never let it affect you. And that's fantastic, guys. I mean, musically, it was good. I think the way that we connected with people was very well done. And, just to be honest, when I have those moments, all of a sudden I'm thinking in my head, oh, we changed something. What's going on? Is it too loud? Is it too soft? Is it, mixed? Why are people not responding? Because I'm thinking in my head, I've done all this stuff to try and get to be really, really good, and I'm not getting the reaction that I thought I should get. And it's easy as humans to kind of go to that spot. But I would encourage you as you lead, one of the things that helps me is reminding myself, you know what? I know it sounds good out there because I've walked out there, and I have confidence in that. I have confidence in the team in the booth, and they're just not responding today. But you know what? My job here is just to lead worship and to lead them and demonstrate and model to them what that's going to look like. And so, guys, join with me. And if you can let that, it's okay to have the thought and then just say, hey, you know what? God's got this. That's going to help you tremendously as you lead people, especially as you lead people that, just take a while to warm up and respond. And they did eventually. By the end, I mean, we had them. It was great. It was a great day. A lot of good stuff happening. I do want to throw kudos to Kim Bullard. Tech crew, during, I think, ministry time, computer froze. And he got that back up and running by the last song. And I don't think very many people knew that something wrong had happened. So, Kim, way to go, man. That was awesome. That you got it back as quickly as you did. What else do you have?
Yeah, guys, tech guys, like he said, you guys are doing a fantastic job. More and more, am very, very thankful to have you there and for what you guys are doing. When we throw things at you like baptisms and stuff, it's not a surprise anymore, and doesn't really catch you off guard. And
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate that. And just know that you guys are making a difference. And even now, where we're not streaming the HD yet, but that's still going to the internet.
Yeah.
That's still making a difference through the week. And believe it or not, last week when it failed to upload, you don't know how many people I got asking me, "Where's the video? Where's the video?" On the weeks it uploads, I don't know that anybody asked me. So it's an interesting thing. But you guys are making a difference and making preparations for that next step that we're doing now.
Yeah, camera guys, broadcast team, you don't realize, but you are our missionaries.
Yeah.
You are at the forefront of helping us to minister to people outside these four walls. I'll give you a great story that was shared with us today. Gentleman in our church, and this is one of our older gentlemen in the church. I think he still owns a flip phone. He came to Pastor Mike and he was saying how much he appreciated our online ministry because he shared the link for Periscope with his daughter who lives in Seattle. And he says, you know what? My daughter's been watching that every week for the past few weeks. And this was a huge deal because she doesn't go to church. Yet every week she's dialing in and she's watching church online here.
Yeah.
That's the type of difference that you're making. People that would never come to this place, people that may never even step into a church or wouldn't think they would be accepted in church. Maybe they've been hurt. Maybe they've been rejected before. All of a sudden, we have an opportunity through broadcast video, that's their eyes, and broadcast audio, that's their ears, to communicate the gospel to them and make a difference in their life. And it's already happening, and we see that over and over and over again. And it's just going to become more important as we move forward. And so I know you guys don't get a lot of credit a lot of times, and because you're just there. But guys, honestly, you are not just moving a camera back and forth.
Yep.
What you're doing is you are proclaiming the gospel to the world. You're at the forefront of that, and we can't do that without you. So thank you guys for all that you do, and we're so excited about where God's leading us, and He's just opening doors and breaking down barriers to this in a way that has just made it so crystal clear that online campus and online ministry is our next step. And so this is exciting for us, but it has a real impact on people's lives, and you're part of that. So I appreciate that. All right, well, just a few other things for worship team. Schedule should be coming out this week for the month of February. Got a lot of great stuff coming up as we get into February with sermon series, and as we move towards Easter, if you can believe that. We're starting to turn our attention towards Easter. So that will happen. One thing that I will say, guys, is something we're going to have to look at, and this is going to be a process that we're going to have to work through, because the speakers now are more detailed, because you can hear more stuff. Whereas before, we might pick the same sound or tone for every song. If it's a synth pad, we just play the same synth pad, or if it's an electric guitar, it just might be the same thing. We're going to have to start looking at those a little bit more in depth, because we need to play the tones that are appropriate for the song. And that's going to be a process. We'll work through all that. But I want you guys to start thinking about that stuff. If you have the option to change your tones for your instrument, what tone does that need to be for that song? Now, for those of you who don't change tones, acoustic piano, acoustic guitars, quality of musicianship becomes very important. If you pluck down on those strings and you have something muted with your finger and you just go, it's not the chord, it's just it's heard. And so we just want to make sure that what we're doing is with I've talked about excellence. We just want to make sure we do it with a high level of excellence now, because it is being heard and it is being communicated. Not that you guys are doing a bad job. This is just the next step in our growth.
Yep.
And remember, healthy things grow. And so there's always something more. There's always something that we can do. There's always some way that we can grow and learn. Vocals, one of the things that was pointed out to me was that, hey, if there's dissonance, it's kind of hurt a little bit more because there's detail.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit I'm not the greatest vocalist in the world. I try my best, and I know we all do, but that's something that we're going to have to work through as well. And this isn't going to happen tomorrow. This is a process again, but you guys are doing great. We just got more that we can do, and that's a good problem to have. All right. So those are my two things. Jason, anything else?
Well, Tech Guys, I just want to challenge you the exact same way, especially if you're running sound, which includes me. That what you do sound wise is making a bigger difference now than it ever has.
Yeah.
If something's a little bit too loud, it's noticed a little bit too loud, or we can shape the tones with the preamps too. So if you don't have that quite right, you notice it. So I want to encourage you, especially on sound, to really up your games as well throughout the year. And camera guys, same thing. I mean, yes, it's not to do with the speakers, but like Tim said, you're the eyes of what people are going to see online. So it's all growth. It's all growth.
Yeah.
We're never going to be the best we can be, so we need to continue to work towards that.
Yeah, and it's all important for just that. We're creating a distraction-free environment so that the gospel is communicated. That's really all we're doing. We do all this technology, all this stuff, so that in the end we kind of get out of the way and God just does His thing. But understanding in our culture, and this is how we reach people, and so that's just what we want to do. Well, hey team, we love you. Thank you so much for all you do. I know I said this, we're trying to streamline our videos. We'll probably never do that.
It's shorter than last week.
It's shorter than last week. But we love you guys. We appreciate you guys doing some great things here at CWC. You're part of that, and you're making a difference. So thank you so much, and we will see you next week.